The only question I have is, why the fuck is Echo a fucking DPS and not a healer like she was supposed to be? If any of you guys out there play Overwatch, then you'll know that the balance between the DPS heroes, the healers, and the tanks is severely out of whack. We only have about 8 tanks, about 9 or so healers, and 20 DPS players. Fucking 20. And one of the things that Papa Jeff, the fucking dude for the whole fucking game, his big old spiel is that he wants all of the healers to be equally viable. Now, the only thing about that is that there's main healers and off healers. And the only way for them to be equally viable is for them to have equal amounts of healing output. And so to even have main and off healers, that throws that whole situation out the door right then and there. And then, on top of that, there's so many different DPS characters in the game that you can just form all kinds of different teams and stuff like that in all different ways to completely shit on these healers because there's only a handful of them. And the main ones that are going to be played are the main healers. So your Mercies, your Annas, Baptiste, and one of them escapes me. Moira! Took me a second. And on top of that, there's only a handful of tanks, and whenever Baptiste first got put into the game, Baptiste, whatever the fuck, whenever he got first put into the game, we thought that him and his partner Mauga were going to be introduced at the same time, and he was supposed to be this big, heavy tank dude. You know, the heavy assault in the Archives events? That's essentially what Mauga's whole thing was going to be. Like, he was going to be something like that. And so that's what we were expecting whenever he at first came out. And it was good that we got another healer. And, of course, Hammond, he's brand new, so we got a tank. So we should have got another healer. And Echo, she was introduced as a healer. She was this cute little robot lady that has some history with McCree and Winston and all that stuff back in the early days of Overwatch and all that. And her main thing was that she was going to be a healer that could copy someone's abilities, like a DPS player's abilities, and like for 15 seconds, kill some shit and all that, and then, you know, go back to doing her healy thing. And also, her right click can destroy shields in like record fucking time. So that would have been a very, very good addition to the healing roster. Now that she's a fucking DPS player, she already has super OP, like, regular primary fire. The little right click that's supposed to only destroy shields, it can latch on to any fucking thing, and if she catches you with it, you're just fucking dead, like, right off the gate. You're just dead, no ifs, ands, or buts, unless you're a tank. But even then, right now, it's only on PTR, but still, once she gets you with her right click, and then her other 2 echoes right click you as well, you're just dead, and it is the dumbest thing. On top of that, giving a DPS character that kind of ultimate that lets them transform into another character on the opposite team, and the ult charge is like 1,000,000%. So in those 15 seconds, you can generate ult like 2 or 3 times as this other character. That would make sense if it was a support, because supports need those kind of ults. That way they can, you know, survive for a little bit longer. Of course, we know in that ult, she can't really heal anybody unless she transforms into another healer. But it would just... There are so many different ways they could have done this. They should have just left her as a healer. That way we could have more healers in the game. And I get it, you know, Overwatch 2 is coming out, so they don't really care about what's going on in the first game. They're just trying to keep it alive until the second game comes out, which they haven't made a release date yet, so it might come out at BlizzCon this year, if BlizzCon even happens this year. Con season in general is just canceled this year, but that's on a whole set in another station, and we won't get into that right now. But all I'm saying is, Echo should have been a healer, and it's dumb that she's not. We don't need more DPS characters in this game. The amount that we have is perfectly fine. We need to balance the number of DPS heroes with the healers and the damn tanks so that team comps can be as versatile as possible without playing the same characters over and over and stagnating everything. And the damn hero pools don't make it any damn better, because that's just banning certain people to where it makes you play other people even more, because right now as I make this video, Mercy, she's banned, so Rez is completely out. And we all know how the devs are. They hate Mercy anyway, because the pros, way back in the day, they hated that the team Rez was so OP, like, oh my god. And she was the only thing stopping teams from just pressing Q all at the same time and winning the fight like that. Now, you can just run in, charge ult, press Q, kill everybody, and win the game without doing actually anything. Bad teams can do that, and it's so stupid. And, maybe if there were just more tanks and healers, that team comps could be a little bit better and a little bit fresher. But it's not, and Echo's another DPS, so have fun with that shit.